Good morning, fourth graders. Today we are moving on to something new. We have been dealing with conversions of volume. Now we're going to still talk about conversions, but we're going to move on to time conversions. So today you're on page 139 of your student journal, page 139. And our goal today is, today I will solve word problems that involve time. Okay, so we're going to talk about some time measurements just to make sure we all know about these. So our first one is an hour. Okay, and it tells us an abbreviation for an hour is an H or an HR. And it lets us know that an hour comprises, which means is made up of 60 minutes or 3,600 seconds. The main thing we need to know is an hour has 60 minutes. Okay, then we have yours, Luke. We have minute, which is MIN, abbreviation. And a minute is equal to 1/60th of an hour and 60 seconds. And then we have a second, which is abbreviated sec, and it is the smallest measurement of time we have. And then they kind of gave us a table here to look at. 1 hour is 60 minutes, and 60 minutes is 3,600 seconds. And then they kind of showed us a picture. Okay. So our steps today are we're going to make sense of the problem, and then we have three things that we can use to help us: a clock, a table, or a number line. So those are kind of going to be our tools that we're going to use to try and solve these problems, and then solve the problem. Okay, so what does this look like? I'm going to put down my green pen and get my red pen. If you want to just put down your pencil and watch for a moment, here's my first problem. What is another way to write quarter past 2? Okay, so we use this word quarter in time a lot. Sometimes we use quarter and we use half. But what this is telling me is past means after or more than. Okay, so it's a quarter past 2. So if I think about a clock, I'm going to draw just a really quick clock. Hopefully we know that 12 is there, 3 is here, 6 is here, and 9 is here. And then I usually fill those in before filling the others. This is what our clocks look like. Okay, and we'll just put some hands on it. Now, what we could think about with a clock is a clock could be divided into quarters. A clock could be divided into quarters. If I was to take this and cut it into fourths or quarters, each one of these is a quarter. Okay? Each one of those is a quarter. So if I think about the whole clock is worth 1 hour around is 60 minutes. So I can think 1 hour equals 60 minutes, and I cut my clock or my hour into 4 parts. Doesn't that mean that this is 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, and 15 minutes? Because I know 15 and 15 is 30, 15 and 15 is 30. So a quarter past 2 means I have 2 o'clock, but then I went another quarter of the clock past it. So it's more than or after, so it's going to be 2:15. That's what a quarter past 2 looks like, because we added 1 quarter. Okay, let's try another one. This problem, I might use a different tool or strategy to solve. It says, John traveled from Los Angeles to San Diego in a car. He left at 6 p.m. and he drove for 45 minutes. he took 1/4 or 1/4 an hour break and then continued driving for another half an hour. What time did he drive? Okay, or I'm sorry, what time did he arrive? Okay, let's think about this. I might do a number line for this one. So we have 6 o'clock, and my holes are going to be hours. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. Now, because I see the fraction fourth, I think I should cut my whole hours into fourths. So I'm going to cut each one into fourths or quarters. So what would be 6 plus 1/4 of an hour? This would be 6:15, 6:30, and add another 15 would give 6:45, 7, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, 8, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45. So I added 15 minutes each time because 4 15 minutes equal an hour. Okay, so let's kind of see what happened. So he left at 6 and he drove 45 minutes. Okay, so he went from here, there. I added 45 minutes. And then he took 1/4 of an hour break. Well, this would be 1/4 of an hour break right there. And then he drove for another half an hour. So between 7 and 8, where's my half point? Right here. So he drove there for a half hour. So I see that he drove for that long and he arrived in San Diego at 7:30. Okay, let's see one more. How many minutes are in 210 seconds? Okay, I think for this strategy, I might try the table. So what do I know about minutes and seconds? Well, I know minutes and seconds. I know 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 2 minutes must be 60 plus 60, which is 120. 3 minutes must be 120 plus another 60, which gives me 180. 4 minutes must be another 60 seconds added, which gives me 240. Okay, wait, we kind of have a problem here though, because they want to know how many minutes are in 210 seconds. So it has to be more than 3, but less than 4. It has to be somewhere in here. So it has to be because 210 is going to fit right in here. So let's think about that. 180 and 240 and 210. So where does this fit in? Well, if I think about doing some subtraction, maybe 210 minus 180 gives me 30. So they added 30 more seconds to get the 210. Well, what is 30 seconds then? If 60 seconds is a minute, 30 seconds is half a minute. So I'm going to say it was 3.5 minutes. Okay, these are a little tricky, boys and girls, so let's try some together. Okay, grab your pencil, and we are on page 140. Okay, what is another way to write 4:30? Okay, so 4:30. Okay, so remember past means more than, or like later. It's going to be later than 4. Well, let's think about that clock again. If I take my clock and I cut it in half, how many minutes are going to have to be on this side? Wouldn't that be 30 minutes? And this would be 30 minutes. So 4:30 means 4, but then half more is a half of another rotation of my circle. So let's say that would be 4:30. Let me make it better, 3. Okay, let's try another one. Marie woke up at 7 a.m. and took 1.5 hours to iron her clothes and get dressed for school. She took 39 minutes to eat breakfast. How much time did she take to get ready for school? Okay, so how much time did she take to get ready for school? So what I see here is they're not asking us when she got ready. They just want to know how much time it took her. So they're not asking her what time, just how many minutes. So for this one, I think what I might do is I might look at our minutes here and try and add them up. So if I have 1.5 hours, let's think about 1.5 hours. How many minutes is that going to be? So if I have hour in minutes, 1 hour equals 60 minutes. What would 1.5 hours equal? Should I add another 60 minutes? No, because what would the half add? I think the half means we're going to only add 30. So I say 1.5 is that. That's a little tricky though. So now we have 90 minutes. Okay, let's think about this. So if we have 90 minutes plus 39 minutes to eat her breakfast, I'm getting 129 minutes. That's how long it took her, 129 minutes to get ready for school. Okay, let's look at our last problem together, boys and girls. How many seconds in 2.5 minutes? Oh, we did something just above. I'm going to do the table again. So how many seconds in 2.5 minutes? So let's set up our table with seconds and minutes. Well, 1 minute has 60 seconds in it. 2 minutes has another 60 seconds, so it's 120. But 2.5, I think we could do this. If each minute adds 60, would it adding a half mean we're just going to add 30? So would that give us 150 seconds? I think that's our answer, boys and girls. All right, so today I want you to turn the page, and you are only doing page 141 on your own. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.